Welcome to another vlog. Well, all the parts that I needed for this bike are pretty much coming in. Should be interesting how this turns out. I ended up taking it for a test ride, and what I found was there was plenty of clearance for the back of your heel against these. Even if you ride it like that or like that, you're laughing. You're not hitting the back. But I did have an issue with the controllers being up here. I basically feel like I was pedaling a motorcycle because they're way too wide, so it had to be knees out if I wanted to ride the bike, which I like to pedal the bike. I like to ride it as a bicycle, you know what I mean? So that wasn't actually going to work very well. The reason I didn't mount it like this is because the frame is not round, it's oval. So I didn't want to drill holes and put a huge bolt right through the frame because you don't want to drill through this bar here for strength wise. So what I did is I drilled a hole through these hose clamps, which I custom made. Used two bolts where I dremeled the, not dremel, but I used the what's it, disc grinder, and I grinded off the head so it's super thin, super flat. Taped the frame so it doesn't rub against the frame. Top and bottom I did that. But then there was the issue with it basically rocking back and forth, which is an issue. I glued these braces in on each side, and it is solid. It's not moving for anything. This thing is heavy, by the way. This is a standard controller. This is the other one that was on there. It gives you an idea of comparison. The thing is huge. It weighs as much as the battery, so that's why I need to keep that at the front, keep the weight off the back. So that's installed. Someone asked me about the wiring. Once I'm finally done all the wire, it'll be nice and tucked in. I might get a little baggie or something in here, that'll triangle bag to fit all the wiring in, but it'll be nice and neat. This one, which I'm actually going to leave out. And once the hub motor gets here, we're going to do some tests and see what works better, this one or a smaller one that I have. I'm not keeping the same wattage on the back. The back will get a lower wattage than the front for the just to conserve the battery. I just like the boost of two motors. I don't like to have them both running at the same voltage or same wattage. I'll probably mount this underneath the voltage regulator in there. I can't see myself mounting it here. There really is no more room. So, but anyway, like I said, we'll leave it off for now because I got to test it with the new motor. The only thing I'll have to run down to that will be a single wire for the throttle, and for the power wires that would normally go over here, I can just run them right out of here. I can show you some of the wiring on the side here, how nice and neat it is. Looks pretty good. And this will be all wrapped. So that'll be nice. The batteries. Where do I start? Okay, so I get the batteries, and the last time I ordered one of these batteries, it basically was this format of cell, which that's the reason why I wanted them. It's a good thing I decided to split these two in half with two BMSs, because this one is this type of cell, and they are LiPo 4, but they are a pain in the ass to work with. That's the reason I didn't want those. I actually had to go out and order extra stuff like wrap. I had to get more nickel. This nickel's nice because saved me some time. Fits perfectly. I'm not using chicken strips, but they're all going to be like that. Some of the parts that I can save from each battery with these things here, these are good for battery building. I got a bag full of these, still keep them, and a couple of pieces of this. Anything like this fiberglass stuff I keep, but I also have some leftover gaskets that I've been using up. But anyway, I guess I could take one apart now and show you how easy it is. Let me get me set up with the stand here. Hopefully you got a decent view. Yeah, to get it open is pretty straightforward. I do not have my knife down here. You just need something that's got a tip on it to get underneath the lip of the lid of the battery. Oh, let me try this. Oh. Just got to get it under here. Once you get it in there, you can just run it across. Basically do that all around the battery. Yeah, this isn't very sharp. I'm going to have to find something else. That should do it. Oh yeah. So you get it in there. That's really the only thing holding it on is this plastic lip. And you might want to do this in a well-ventilated area. I do have a vent going here, but well, it's just basically a lab that I'm working in here. And I do have ductwork to vent the fumes out. There's some glue, white glue they use inside these batteries, and if you're chucking a lot of them, you don't want to be sucking that glue fumes in. And they can get pretty bad. I'm not too sure how good it is for you. Okay. So all you should have to do is just basically just stick it in there and pop it open. It's your layout. The thing that scares me the most about doing this is I'm going to open up one of these and they're going to be the other type like that. If that's the case, then I'll have to order more. Cut the leads. I've already measured each battery. They're all 13.5 volts or something like that. Each cell was 3.2.7 or something like that. Usually when they ship them, they're a lower voltage. Yeah, so that's basically the layout. It's that white goop that they put in there that smells so bad. If you can get in there and dig some of it out, it makes this a lot easier. Yeah, so most of this battery build will be done off camera. Like, it's going to take a while to configure all this and get it done. Find something to break this. When you pull this apart, it's not going to just fall out. So you're going to have to sort of dig your way in a bit. Another nice thing is these batteries have 3D printed brackets holding it together, which is sweet. And they're not crappy or cheap by any means. They actually look like they've been, like they're solid 3D printed battery holder. I've seen some of these where I open them up and it's all deteriorated. Woohoo! Get the sparks on that one. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. It's just getting them out. Some of them do slide out easy, other ones so much. This will also be a great comparison on the bike. I'll be able to compare these, obviously, to those cells with the same capacity. See which one is better. So it's no major loss to me. Battery's a freaking battery, as far as I'm concerned. These will last years if I take care of them. See, this one's more of a pain in the ass than the other one was, that's for sure. Yikes. So you see the other one, it just dug right down to the bottom and it just fell out. There we go. And we're up. And like I said, it's pretty clean. They don't use a lot of that white goop that you have to clean off or anything like that. We'll just cut the leads and she's good to go. The one thing you have to do though, they use really good nickel on these batteries. And have decent welds. If you try and pull the tabs off the negative side of the battery, you'll actually pull a hole right through the cell, which you don't want. So I have a Dremel tool that I can cut the nickel without touching it on the, without actually removing it from the bottom of the cell. I'll just nickel over it. It's not a big deal. But that's your basic layout of these batteries on the inside. Like I said, I ordered one a long time ago, and I guess they maybe changed their cells by then. I don't know. But these are not the ones that it originally had. Oh well, no biggie. There we go. And I'll separate the BMS and the yeah, they use really thick nickel. Nothing cheap with these batteries at all. Pretty good, decent build considering they're only 49 bucks a piece. But I'll clean the rest of this crap off. Like I said, these will pull off easy, and you can Dremel the tops to make them smooth again. These ones here will have to be cut. And when it's done, it'll basically look like that. New gaskets, and she's good to go. Hope that helps you, or you get something out of that. Yeah, there's going to be more parts coming. I got 2 more of these at 24 volts each. 100 amps, and obviously the motor. So stay tuned for that. Later, guys.